the gasoline-burning engines that has become the trademark of the 190-mile-an-hour professional category of Pro Stock Eliminator. Under threatening skies, these two cars are approaching the starting line. We've had a spit or two of rain, but not enough to stop the racing. In this second round pairing, it'll be Don Campanello driving his Chevy Camaro that took him to victory over David Hutchins in round number 1 against Don Beverley driving the Pontiac Firebird that beat Reed Wisnett in the first round. Beverley in the near lane, Campanello in the far lane. These highly exotic race cars, the cream of the crop in the factory hot rods of Pro Stock. The advantage to Don Campanello off the starting line, but he drifts towards the center line. That would disqualify him if he crossed it. It is Don Beverley with the win, 7.58 seconds, 182 miles an hour. Beverley into the semifinals. Our next pair of cars already doing their burnouts on the starting line. In the near lane is Mark Pawuk. Pawuk, qualifying for his first ever U.S. Nationals field, came in the number 16 position and upset Joe Lapone Jr. in round number 1. He's racing against the record-holding Oldsmobile Forenza of Warren Johnson over 190 miles an hour. He defeated Sam Giannino in round number 1. Johnson is in the far lane, Pawuk in the near lane. A Pontiac versus an Oldsmobile in Pro Stock round number 2. Both drivers taking their time about staging. Coming into the staging beams is Johnson. Concentrating on the Christmas tree and a green light for both drivers. And it's a whole shot for Mark Pawuk. Johnson runs into some problems and Pawuk with a big lead and an upset victory. Mark Pawuk, 7.64 seconds. His speed 180 miles an hour, making his first ever Nationals field and making himself felt in competition. Our next pair, the Chevy Camaro of Rare and Morrison from Arlington, Texas, with their driver Bruce Allen at the wheel. He's racing the Pontiac Firebird of Hurley and Velde. Dempsey Hardy of Vero Beach, Florida, doing the driving. He beat Don Kuntz in round number 1. Bruce Allen beat Jerry Ekman in the first round. Ekman then gave his car over to the care of Steve Evans.
190 miles per hour from a drag racing Pro Stock car. I saw it with my own eyes, and I still find it incredible. After all, these cars don't have a huge oval track to run around and gain that kind of speed, and they don't have nitromethane or superchargers. They do it on gasoline and carburetors. See this beautiful Camaro from California? Well, Bill Orndorff, Jerry Ekman, his driver, and their crew, they're going to denude it for us, and literally it comes apart like a snap-together model. We cheated a little bit and took the fasteners out beforehand. Now, the engines in the field from 1st to 16th probably don't vary more than 20, 30, maybe 40 horsepower. What really counts is the chassis setup on these cars. Now, they weigh 2,350 pounds. That's the minimum weight. They're chrome moly, very sophisticated construction. Now, interesting in the front are these adjustable struts. Now, you can vary the wheel stand of the car right up the starting line. If it doesn't come up at all, then you don't get the necessary weight transfer to put that power to the ground. If it comes up too high, it gets on the wheelie bars and then unloads the rear tire. So the adjustment on these struts is absolutely critical. Now, as far as weight distribution is concerned, you might figure with a drag racing car you'd want a lot in the back. Well, you certainly do. They have moved virtually everything they possibly can legally to the rear of the automobile. These two huge batteries, it takes a lot of voltage to crank a 500 cubic inch engine. They're back here. The fuel cell is back here. The fuel pumps to pump the gasoline up to the carburetors, that's back here. And look at all of this weight. The car really wouldn't meet the rules if they didn't have all of this ballast installed. So all in all, the Pro Stock car, its engine and chassis working together, that are responsible for the kind of records we saw this weekend. They're the most sophisticated and the most expensive cars to build in the sport of NHRA drag racing.
Steve, truly incredible performance out of these full-bodied race cars. The staging procedure just about completed. You hear the RPM starting to come up, and it is Bruce Allen out first. Dempsey Hardy having some problems. Allen continues to extend the lead, and at the finish line, it is more than a couple of car lengths for Bruce Allen as he heads down past a very happy Mark Pawuk.
Just can't believe it.
I could hear you whooping and hollering in the car 100 yards away.
What else can I say? I beat one of the best.
You indeed did. Into the semifinals goes Mark Pawuk.
The upset force in Pro Stock Eliminator, Mark Pawuk defeating Joe Lapone Jr. in round 1 and the record holder Warren Johnson in the second round. This is Bob Glidden. We saw him set the record at 7.37 seconds, the quickest time ever by a Pro Stock car. He should be racing this man, Butch Leal, at the wheel of the Pontiac who defeated Joe Clark in round number 1. But Leal's got mechanical problems. The crew is under the hood. The problems for Leal give Bob Glidden a bye run. You can tell he's going for lane choice. 7.43 seconds at over 189 miles an hour. That carries Glidden into the semifinals against Don Beverley, with Bob Glidden having lane choice. The other pair in the semifinal round of Pro Stock finds Mark Pawuk, our upset winner thus far, against Bruce Allen. Bruce Allen having the lane choice.